To the final four we go now over in the Europa Conference League. Of course, the clubs are just 2 matches away from getting into a prestige European final. Who's going to get the upper hand in the opening legs? Coming at you next. Prediction video. Today we're taking a look at the Europa Conference League's semi-finals, first legs, and we'll get into them in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe. Your one-stop shop for the Europa Conference League is right here under one roof. Of course, we are left with, of course, the best, well, not the best, but of course the cream for the crop, of course, across the Europa Conference League, including the likes of Aston Villa and Fiorentina. Of course, some juggernauts in their respective leagues, some juggernauts in this tournament. We'll get to that in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, hit the old subscribe, boys and girls. So let's, of course, turn the clock back to just a couple of weeks ago when we had the quarterfinal second legs and see how we got to this stage. So here we go then, recapping those results right here, right now. As you can see down here, it was a tight game in the end. Fiorentina, 2-0 winners on the night. I went with the 1-0 win myself. I think that did go to extra time after a 0-0 first leg. 2-0 Fiorentina went through. Played the booster on that one, got myself 8 points in the end. Meanwhile, Lille did beat Aston Villa on the night, 2-1 it was. I went with the draw, went to penalties, and Villa squeaked through. Of course, that was the game that I think had the most prestige on this in this round. But there was, of course, another big one with Fenerbahce against Olympiakos. 1-0 winners was the final score for Fenerbahce. I went with a 2-0 win. And of course, I've got 4 points for that. But Olympiakos, despite losing on the night, came through on penalties. And of course, they will be joined by Club Brugge. That's right. 2-0 win it was for them on the night against PAOK. Of course, 3-0 on aggregate. They go through. And I got myself 13 points. Ain't too shabby on that one in this respective round. What about you guys, though? We'll have a little look. And of course, Vincent, 22 points for him. Hansworth, 21. Costas K got 16. Finished at 77, got 18. And the rest of the guys in there, of course. So realistically, they did pretty shit compared to everybody else. But everyone else is taking it seriously. I'm, of course, just here for the looks. That's right. So those are the situations we have you over in, of course, the quarterfinals. But now we hop over to, of course, just the 2 games. Of course, it's a very short, sharp video here, but we're going to take a look at them right here. Now, it's Fiorentina, it's Club Brugge, it's coming at you this coming Thursday, May the 2nd. Now, let's get into it. Of course, these two sides have never, ever played each other, according to my eyes. Fiorentina coming to this on 67% form for them right now. Of course, they came through with a recent win, most recently. We'll get to that in a second. Just 1 defeat in the last 6, 3 wins the last 4. Because the Club Brugge side, 100% form for them right now. 6 wins in the bounce. They could be a team to fear in this one. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 8 matches, and they picked up 4 away matches without a win as well. And they're coming to this on the back of a winning streak of 3 matches away from home as well. So they do come into this also with a 3-0 win against Genk. In fact, back-to-back clean sheets for Bruges, picking up 7 goals in the past 2 games combined. Meanwhile, Fiorentina on the back of a 5-1 win over Sassuolo, of course. So a big goal-scoring exploits for both of the sides most recently. But the odds for this one is 11-10. This is just for this leg. 11-10 on is your Fiorentina. 5-2 is the draw. 16-5, of course, is your Club Brugge. If we want to take a look at the odds for the trophy, Fiorentina are second favourites here, 15-8. Club Brugge are third, 13-2, of course. But it is a very sticky one to call here. I think for this game, I am going to back Fiorentina, but I don't think I'm not gonna go all out and say Fiorentina will come through this over the 2 legs just yet, because Club Brugge form is pretty good. 8 games without a loss, keeping a couple of clean sheets. This could be a slim 1-0 win for Fiorentina, or it could even be a bit of a bored draw. I don't know. I think I will go with a 1-0 win for Fiorentina, just a 1-0 win, which will put them in the driving seat heading into that second leg. But of course, Club Brugge will need to bounce back following this game to see if they can to rebound the following week. Meanwhile, we go over to the other game over at Villa Park. It'll be Aston Villa up against Olympiakos. That's right. Again, these two sides never ever, according to my eyes, have never played each other heading into this one. Of course, coming at you on the 5th of May. Sorry, the 2nd of May. 2nd of May over at Villa Park. 75% form for Aston Villa at the moment. Unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches. Winning 3 and drawing 3 over the last 6. Up against Olympiakos side. 83% form for them right now. Also unbeaten in the last 6. Of course, picking up 2 wins at the last 4 matches. That's right. Chelsea were on the receiving end of Villa's last match. There was a 2-2 draw over at Villa Park. Before all that, a big 3-1 win for Villa over Bournemouth. But back to those 2 games, we're back at the Villa Park. So this will be the 3rd home game on the spin for Aston Villa. Meanwhile, Olympiakos coming into on the back of a 4-1 win over Lamina over in the whatever that is. Is that the Super League, a Championship Cup, of course, over in Greece. The odds right here right now, Villa are 9-4 on for the victory. 15-4 is the draw. 6-1 is Olympiakos. And of course, if we can have a quick look at the odds, we can see Aston Villa are favoured here, even Stevens for the title. Olympiakos are 4th favourites, 9-1 to go the distance as it stands. And of course, when we come back for those second legs, we'll revisit those odds. But of course, Unai Emery is a repetitive winner in the European competitions. Of course, very much successful with Villarreal and Sevilla. Am I right? So maybe, just maybe, of course, the writing is on the wall for him and Aston Villa to win this trophy and make it the 2nd English club go the distance and pick up the Conference League in the respective seasons. But this is going to be a tough old game. Olympiakos, of course, a solid unit and will give Villa a game over the course of the 2 legs. So despite the odds and, of course, the favourites, that is Villa, and, of course, the underdogs, that Olympiakos, I think it's going to be much closer than you would imagine. And when you get to these stages, the semi-finals, the teams are a lot more cautious than they are in the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, we saw a lot of games or free-flowing football across the competitions, but I think we're going to have another tight one here. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. I think Olympiakos will give them a game, give them a scare as well. And I've got to place my banker on this one. I will go with Fiorentina because I'm a little bit sceptical about Olympiakos. I think they have a better chance than getting anything out of this game. So short and sweet here, guys. Of course, we are looking forward to those second legs whenever they come back around. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. Who, of course, has got the writing on the wall over in the Europa Conference League? Who will go to the final, of course, in your eyes? Let me know down below. And, of course, we look forward to seeing you when we come back for those second legs. But until then, we're Dunny Dunzoed.